7 city colleges. It is just an honor to see that this committee continues and strives to embrace education through the scholarships it gives out, and that it supports young people, which is what we do here at Malcolm X. So on behalf of President David Sanders and our Chancellor Juan Salgado, again, thank you, and we hope we have a great celebration.
Please give a warm welcome to Barbara Deere, who is the Executive Director of Juneteenth Illinois, and she, in partnership with Cook County Commissioner Dennis Deere, have formed a partnership. This is the 3rd year for Juneteenth Illinois. The 501c3 nonprofit has had nothing but a heart for youth, and today is all about demanding equity and making sure young folks have what they need. But Barbara Deere is the Executive Director, over 25 years working with speech language pathology with young people as a mother, parent, but a mentor to so many youth, a partner with Commissioner Deere. They have made a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week commitment to this project and to youth. Please welcome Barbara Deere.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Barbara Deere, and I am the Executive Director of Juneteenth Illinois. Juneteenth Illinois is a 501c3, and we are so excited to provide scholarships and mentorship to students in underserved communities on the west and south sides of Chicago. We are preparing to give out 10 scholarships on tomorrow at our scholarship reception, and we're also going to be blessing some of our previous recipients with scholarships as well. We are not only an organization that gives out monies, we actually provide mentorship all year long to the students that receive the scholarships. We as a people know that we go through stressors, we need help, we need advice sometimes. So on our monthly meetups with our scholars, we make sure that we have an opportunity to encourage them. We invite speakers out and we provide resources to them so that they can continue their education. Juneteenth Illinois focuses on 4 pillars. That is health, wealth, education, and justice. We have to have equity in all of those areas in order to exceed in life. And as I remember back being a young girl, growing up in the inner city on the west side of Chicago, there are different things that come to my mind. Things that stand out or stood out for me was seeing violence in my community. Also walking down the street, a memory that is really, that stays in my mind is seeing broken glass lined along the street. But how can we stop some of that violence and some of that poverty in communities? We need to build on education. Absolutely. And that is exactly what we are doing at Juneteenth Illinois with the scholars that are receiving monies. And we are just motivating them. And you can actually go online to www.juneteenthillinois.com, and you can see all of the scholars that are receiving monies this year. As I mentioned, I was born and raised in North Lawndale on the west side, which is an underserved community. I want to give back to my community in the same way that I received support and mentorship when I was a high school student on the west side. I used to put those monies together from different entities, and that helped me pay my way through undergrad and grad school. So one of the solutions to violence is education. When youth are educated, violence is reduced. So one of the, again, that's just the true solution, right? People can see different ways to build their careers, different ways to take care of themselves, and different ways to take care of their families. If you understand what Juneteenth is really about, you'll understand that it is about freedom. So June 19th, 1865 is the day that the slaves in Galveston, Texas found out that they were free. Emancipation Proclamation took place 2 years earlier. They got their information late. It is very important for us to get information on time. So I'm telling y'all, it's also known as Freedom Day, Emancipation Day, also known as Jubilee Day. It's a day to celebrate. That's a real celebration. So again, we need to figure out how to get information to people earlier and not later. At Juneteenth, Illinois, we are figuring that out. We have figured it out. So what we're doing, we're providing education, we're providing mentoring, sound counsel, and we're sharing the history. You have to know your history, and you can't be what you cannot see. So we have 2 days worth of programming going on for Juneteenth, Illinois. And the first day kicks off on Friday, tomorrow, June 16th at 540 West Madison. We will be giving out $10,000 in scholarships to 10 new participants, and we will also be re-awarding our previous recipients. At that reception, Honorable Mayor Brandon Johnson will be speaking. We have Art Norman, also my twin sons, myself and Commissioner Deere's twin sons who are seniors in college. They will be co-emceeing with Art Norman as they did last year. We also have Celestial Ministries Drumline, Frederick Douglass Park Dance Team performing African dance. We have Miss Howard University speaking, as well as a Divine Nine roll call. And I have to add, I am so excited because I am a proud and true member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. On Saturday, we also have an excellent lineup of panelists. We have breakfast, we have lunch, we have a resource fair, and we have a blood drive. We were talking about information and resources. You can get it all there. Our panels include health, which we'll be talking about equity and health care. We'll be talking about wealth, which will cover Black entrepreneurship, education, investing in institutions and global opportunities, and entertainment. So please, we need you all. We still have some spaces open for Saturday. Let's fill up the room. So what we need you to do, register or donate. Again, www.juneteenthillinois.com. I'm also the wife of Commissioner Dennis Deere of the 2nd County District. Commissioner Dennis Deere was one of the key co-sponsors to make Juneteenth a holiday in Cook County, along with Commissioner Stanley Moore here. And big thanks also to Commissioner Bill Lowry.
Right here.
I'm looking around. Thank you all so much. And along with the Cook County Board of Commissioners. I would like to thank all of our sponsors. With them, we're able to provide scholarships plus additional stipends, thanks to PepsiCo, Chase Bank, Chicago Federation of Labor, Gift of Hope, ComEd, CVS Aetna, Walgreens, Habilitative Systems, Sinai Chicago, Prestige Health, Skanes Foundation, Illinois Medical District, Evelyn Health, Vitalent, Superior Ambulance, Norvell Photography, DL3 Realty, and Aetna Medicaid. Also, I have to give a special thanks out to the Juneteenth Joint Planning Committee, also Commissioner Dennis Deere of the 2nd District, Commissioner Stanley Moore of the 4th District, Commissioner Bill Lowry of the 3rd District, 9th District State Rep Lakeisha Collins, 24th Ward Alderman Monique Scott, 27th Ward Alderman Walter Burnett, and also Congressman Danny K. Davis of the 7th Congressional District. We want to give thanks to 3rd Millennial Ownership Team, Barrel Age Foods, Noble Strategy Group, CBRE Building Team, 540 West Madison, North Lundell Coordinating Council, and Beyond Catering. Because without all of these people, we couldn't continue to provide scholarships, mentorships, and programming for all of the students that we are serving. I've said enough, so now let's hear from our Juneteenth sponsor of PepsiCo. We're gonna welcome Armando Sele. You're welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. I am Armando Soleil. I'm the Director of Government Affairs for PepsiCo. Thank you to the Illinois Juneteenth Committee and Executive Director Barbara Deere for inviting PepsiCo to partner in helping to advance the education opportunities for young people of color and provide the support needed for their success. Education is a key pathway to better pay, greater job opportunities, and long-term economic security. Yet, systematic barriers have made it difficult for African American students to pursue higher education, barriers that we have been investing to dismantle. We are proud to partner with the Illinois Juneteenth Committee in this comprehensive program, which provides students with financial support, as well as mentoring and leadership support from PepsiCo associates. Because early exposure to employment strengthens confidence and bolsters professional connections that set young people on a path to high-quality careers. These scholarships are at the heart of PepsiCo's Pathways to Readiness and Empowerment program, PREP, a 5-year, $5 million commitment to support 3,000 Black and Latino youth on Chicago's South and West Sides through career exploration, paid internships, and credentialing and hiring initiatives. As the leading food and beverage company in the U.S., we feel we have a responsibility to use that stage to encourage positive societal changes. That means building a more diverse, more inclusive workplace and promoting engagement in the communities we serve to advance unity, equity, and inclusiveness. We're at the beginning of our journey, and through successful partnerships like ours with the Illinois Juneteenth Committee, we're making real steps toward fostering equality and better, brighter futures for all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We, as Director Deere said, you can go to JuneteenthIllinois.com. It's not too late to actually join supporting this wonderful event, as so many sponsors have done. Win-Win Communications is very happy to be a third-year supporter as sponsorship as well. So we have other sponsors that we want to give them an opportunity to speak, and we'll bring up Jamil Muhammad from ComEd Education. Is a big part of support from ComEd as well. Please.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Good morning.
I'm Jamil Muhammad, External Affairs Manager for ComEd, and on behalf of ComEd CEO Gil Quinones and our 6,300 employees across the system, we are proud to stand here today with Juneteenth Illinois, our city, county, and state elected officials, community partners, to recognize the history, the contributions, and the journey of African Americans in our country. And recognizing our history is important as we evaluate where we are in the road ahead. ComEd is helping lead our communities towards a clean energy transformation and to support the shift to a cleaner and increasingly electric-powered economy for years ahead. And as a part of this, we are putting equity at the forefront, helping ensure the benefits of this transformation reach all communities, that our economic opportunities be catalyzed in this transformation to clean energy and industry made available to all our communities. There's no better example of the work that we're doing in bringing about job training and education at the forefront. Tens of thousands of men and women are touched each year. Tens and thousands of jobs in clean energy will be created in this future. To support this diverse and skilled talent pipeline for these positions, we're investing more in our educational and job training programs for our Black and brown communities across Chicago. ComEd STEM and job training programs currently reach 2,000 area men and women each year. This new scholarships that we're talking about today will expand our reach to ensure that more diverse students have an opportunity to pursue STEM-related coursework in order to prepare them for clean energy careers. We look forward to working with the partners here today to build our progress and to ensure more young people can unlock this economic opportunity that will be presented in the clean energy future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. We also have JP Morgan Chase Bank as a sponsor, and would like to bring up Jared Evans, the Vice President of Community and Business Development from Chase.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody? Good. Great to be here. I want to say thank you so much first to our Executive Director, Barbara Deere, and to Commissioner Deere for putting this on. This is the third year I've heard, our first year participating, and we are delighted to be a sponsor. Juneteenth Illinois for me and Juneteenth celebrations across the country mean that a delay was not a deny. That's the reason why we are so excited to participate. About 2.5 years ago, J.P. Morgan Chase embarked on a racial equity journey where we will commit and have begun to commit over $30 billion, or $30 billion we should say, towards racial equity and closing the racial equity divide. I am one of 150 community managers that have been hired across the country to bring the tools and the resources of our large institution back to the community. So we want to go out and bump elbows with folk and bring them to Chase and restore that trust in our communities. I'm delighted to share that we have one of 17 community centers across the country that will be serving our communities. And we have one on 6650 South Stony Island in the South Shore neighborhood, of which I have the pleasure of working out of. I'm so delighted to see us support our youth through the scholarship reception that we're having tomorrow. As you all know, our children are our future, and for me especially, I do a lot of financial literacy training and teaching in the high schools and in the elementary schools, so our children can go on and be successful as they go on to college in the real world. Delighted again to be here with you. Thank you all for doing this, and let's go Juneteenth, Illinois.
Yes, thank you.
As Executive Director Barbara Deere said, Juneteenth is about freedom. We are fortunate that Juneteenth Illinois has some of the best and strongest policymakers in the country. So when you say Juneteenth Illinois, you say Illinois policy leaders are leading the charge. Want to bring up Commissioner, Cook County Commissioner of the 4th District, but also the co-founder of the policy for the county with Juneteenth Illinois. Please welcome Commissioner Stanley Moore.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is an honor and a privilege to be here. I want to thank Dennis Deere, Commissioner Dennis Deere, and I want to thank his family, his wonderful family, Barbara Deere and his children. They are doing an amazing job. Let's give them a round of applause. Today, as we gather to commemorate Juneteenth, it's a pivotal moment in our nation's history. I stand before you with immense pride and gratitude. It is an honor to address you on this momentous occasion as one of the chief sponsors of the Juneteenth Ordinance. When I embarked on this journey to sponsor the creation of the Juneteenth Ordinance, it was driven by a deep sense of duty and unwavering commitment of justice and equality. Juneteenth represents emancipation of enslaved African Americans in the United States and serves as a powerful symbol of resilience, freedom, and hope. Working alongside my esteemed colleagues, Commissioner Dennis Deere, Bill Lowry, and others, we had an incredible experience. Together, we shared a common vision of acknowledging and honoring the significance of Juneteenth. We recognized that it was not merely an act of legislation, but it was an opportunity to foster unity and understanding among diverse populations. We engaged in thoughtful discussions. We listened to the voices of our constituents, and we collaborated to draft an ordinance that would reflect the true essence of Juneteenth. Our shared commitment and unwavering dedication resulted in the passing of this historic legislation, a historic milestone for our community. It was an impact. However, it did not stop just at the local level. The passing of this ordinance resonated beyond our borders. It is inspiring and influencing other bodies of government to follow suit. Witnessing the ripple effect that Cook County created with our actions as more legislatures across the nation recognized Juneteenth as an official holiday was a testament to the power of collective effort, to the potential and positive change. As we mark this significant day, let us acknowledge that our work is far from over. The struggle for equality and justice continues, and it is our collective responsibility to carry the torch forward. Together, we must address the systemic injustices that persist in our society and strive to create a future where principles of freedom, equality, and justice are upheld for all. On this Juneteenth, let us renew our commitment to the pursuit of more than just an inclusive society. Let us remember that the lessons of the past celebrate the victories of the present. Let us remember the lessons that we must work tirelessly to bring forward a brighter future for our children. May this day be a catalyst for unity, understanding, and lasting change. I thank all of you for joining us today to commemorate Juneteenth. Together, let us continue to honor the legacy of those who fought for freedom and work towards a better tomorrow. Thank you.
Again, when you say Illinois, you say that you have fierce policy leaders and someone that's been on fire. The first year you heard a lot about justice. Please welcome Commissioner Bill Lowry from the 3rd District, Cook County Commissioner Dennis Lowry.
Well, Winona, thank you, and thank you for your important and impactful work, not just on Juneteenth, but every day of the year. And we are blessed to have you as a member of Juneteenth Illinois. I want to also acknowledge Commissioner Dennis Deere, his better half Barbara Deere, the twins, Team Deere, Melva and David, for your outstanding leadership as we've gone through the process of planning, I think, just an amazing Juneteenth weekend. So thank you. I am Bill Lowry, Cook County Commissioner of the 3rd District, and I am honored and pleased to celebrate Juneteenth with each of you. Due to the leadership of my colleagues and brothers, Commissioner Stanley Moore and Commissioner Dennis Deere, Juneteenth is now an official Cook County holiday. And in fact, Cook County led the way not just for this state to acknowledge Juneteenth, but in fact for this country to acknowledge Juneteenth. So thank you for the leadership from Commissioners Moore and Deere. You know, Juneteenth commemorates our freedom, the freedom of African Americans, as on June 19, 1865, more than 250,000 enslaved African Americans in the state of Texas were notified that freedom had finally arrived following the end of the Civil War in 1863 and following the Emancipation Proclamation also in 1863. So today, Juneteenth, Illinois, and all of us celebrate the sacrifices of our ancestors as we stand on their shoulders, building a bridge for our future generations of Black leaders, a future which must include economic equity, a future which must include vast educational and apprenticeship opportunities, a future which must include expansive health care, and a future which will require continued efforts at criminal justice reform. We must shine a light on criminal justice reform, and as we do, I'll share one word. The word is opportunity. While there are many facets to criminal justice reform, one important facet is the provision of opportunity for our community. We're bound together by love for our community. We're bound together by love for our youth, but we are also bound together by 6 numbers: 20, 24, and 45, 17, 34, and 80. That's 20, 24, and 45. That's 17, 34, and 80. As we meet today, 45% of African American men between the ages of 20 and 24 in the south side of Chicago are neither in school nor working. As we meet today in West Garfield Park, almost 80% of men aged between 17 and 34 are unemployed. Many of these brothers end up as detainees in Cook County Jail. Together, we must collaborate to provide avenues to keep our community members out of the system, but we must also provide avenues for those who are returning home from that system. During our Juneteenth Illinois celebration, I will have the pleasure of moderating a panel on Saturday, Justice, the Safety Act. As many of you know, on January 13th of 2021, the Illinois legislature passed the Safety, Accountability, Fairness, and Equity Today Act, also known as the Safety Act. And that passage was part of the Illinois Black Caucus's criminal justice reform bill. To my sister, who will be speaking next, to Rep. Collins, we thank you, and we thank our colleagues and our brothers and our sisters in Springfield. That bill was championed in Springfield by other friends, Senator L.G. Sims, Senator Robert Peters, and Representative Justice Slaughter. But the passage of the bill was only made possible because of the thousands of people in more than 100 organizations who led the movement for pretrial freedom. The act was amended in 2022, and it abolished cash bonds. It limits eligibility for pretrial incarceration. It regulates risk assessment tools. It authorizes release by law enforcement, and it ensures credit in movement for individuals who are on electronic monitoring. The act does this and much more, which we will discuss during our Justice panel on Saturday morning right here at Malcolm X College. So on Juneteenth, as well as every other day of the year, we must forge a path forward as we embrace true criminal justice reform. As we take on the issues of structural racism, police brutality, and disinvestment in our community, these issues are woven together much like a noose, and the key to solving these issues is legislation such as the Safety Act. On behalf of Juneteenth Illinois, I thank all of you for all that you have done, and I thank you for all that you will do. Thank you.
Thank you. And when you say Juneteenth Illinois, and when we celebrate Juneteenth as a nation, you have to know that Illinois is the lead of the nation. And the Illinois Black Caucus championed and 4 pillars legislation that was just unmarked as a leader of the nation. So happy to bring up State Rep from the 9th District, Lakeisha Collins. Illinois has led in legislation on all pillars, and we continue to thank the state of Illinois as well.
Good morning. Can you hear me, Ms. Melvin? Yes, I can. Good morning. I'm Illinois State Representative Lakeisha Collins of the 9th House District. My district embodies North Lawndale, parts of the West Loop, the near North Side, and I'm also the chair of the Illinois House Black Caucus. It is such a pleasure and honor to be here today to stand with all of these champions behind me. I want to give a really big shout out to my brother and dear friend, Commissioner Deere of the 2nd County District. Purple and gold is our favorite colors. And also to his beautiful wife, Barbara Deere, who has spearheaded the Illinois Juneteenth non-for-profit and all of the planning committee, and also Commissioner Deere's staff and his children for all of the hard work that you do to make this event bigger and better every single year. So when we talk about the Black Caucus and our pillars, I just want to touch on those really quick. We have the criminal justice reform, violence and prevention and police accountability, education, workforce and development, economic access, equity, and opportunity, healthcare and human services. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about mental health and how that connects to education and our young people. So me as a young person, I was fighting and navigating through a system that just did not work for me. The environment I grew up in was heavily surrounded in abuse, whether it was sexual, physical, verbal, you name it, I experienced it. And it was hard for me going to school and focusing on my everyday academics. I didn't have a regular environment where I had a mom and a father. My mom passed away when I was a young girl, and so I was really searching for that community that we have today, especially in North Lawndale that I see. And so I wouldn't be standing here today had I not had folks who I didn't know, but who believed in me, who gave me good positive affirmations, who saw potential in me, who wanted to see me grow. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't be standing here today, because many times I wanted to end my life. I didn't see nowhere else. I was in a very dark space at 15 and at 18. But because of those people, because of that village, I am able to stand here as the state representative of the 9th District.
That's right, yes.
When I talk to our young people and the struggles that they face and the society that they're trying to navigate through, and the fact that they're able to still focus and study and further their education, Juneteenth, these scholarships are uber important. They're so important because we have students who are coming from backgrounds of low-income families who are simply trying to make ends meet. The cost of living is high. They're not making enough money at their job, on their jobs, and they have all of these other barriers that they're facing. So this is just one way to lift that barrier off their shoulders, and it's critically important that we have mental health services. So that's why I'm so proud of the work that we're doing in the state legislature to provide millions of dollars into behavioral health, mental health, and then new funding towards suicidal prevention. And so all of those things matter, because you can't get a good quality education if you don't have a gateway to, talk about the trauma that you're facing. Because untreated trauma is a distraction to you trying to further your future and also thrive. And so I'm proud to be a part of the legislature. I'm proud to work with my colleagues on the county, on the city, and on the federal level to make sure that we create more opportunity, more pathways for our young people to thrive. When we invest in our young folks, we are investing in our communities and in our futures. So thank you, and I'm going to pass it back to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Illinois definitely leads, and to have all of the health collaboratives, as Rep. Collins just said, especially with a special one just on mental health, Illinois is leading the nation. So we also have a great city partnership, and I'm so proud to bring up Alderman Monique Scott from the 24th Ward with the historic generations of leadership in the 24th Ward.
Thank you, Wynonna, for having us. Thank you for the introduction. And thank you, Barbara Deere, the executive director of this committee. Thank you, Commissioner Dennis Deere. Both are childhood friends and college alumni of Jackson State University, along with the rest of some of his staff. And so we go far back. And so to sit on this committee was an honor and a pleasure. And when you think of emancipation, and you think of, that means freedom, right? And so coming from the 24th Ward and from a area that has been disinvested in, this day is not only monumental, but it is impactful. We come from an area where there lack of jobs, a lack of service, a lack of homes, a lack of education disparity. And so when you think of freedom and you think of emancipation, you think of today that we are building homes in the 24th Ward. We're building restaurants in the 24th Ward. We're providing jobs for our youth. I go back to which is really amazing to see this young woman that stands behind me from Howard University, because during my times at the Chicago Park District, she was one of my kids that I brought up. And so for her to stand behind me, and she's one of the scholarship recipients, that is just amazing. Her mother went to Jackson State with me as well. So the collaborative effort of youth and jobs and the mentoring that we provide every day to kids, and the results that we bring back home, that's impactful. That's freedom, that's emancipation that we didn't have 100+ years ago. And so I stand before you with my deepest support with the Cook County for making this day a county holiday. It was a city holiday. I invite you all out. I know we have a 3-day event through this, but we also have a flag raising tomorrow down at the Daily Plaza with Mayor Brandon Johnson to raise the flag for Juneteenth. There's so many celebrations to celebrate, not only this one day, but this day of freedom, a day of freedom that I think that it's a long time coming. Not only is this day impactful, but every day is freedom from us. Every day. It's not just one day, but we should celebrate every day. And so I thank you for having me. I look forward to the celebrations. Let's go, Juneteenth.
Thank you. And as Executive Director Barbara Deere said, Juneteenth Illinois is a nonprofit, but it is an all year long, as the Alderman just said. It's an all year long initiative, but please go to JuneteenthIllinois.com and don't miss the programming for Saturday. There is a lot to learn. You've heard it. When we look at our mission moment for Juneteenth Illinois, you have proof in the pudding. And I'm going to ask Director Deere to come back, but we've got Freddie Golden, one of the scholarships recipients, and we also have Carvel here too. The proof is in the pudding when you see the students. Want to let them introduce themselves. Want to hear from Ms. Howard, and then bring back up Executive Director Barbara Deere.
And
again, this is all year long. They get mentorship, they get stipends. They don't just get scholarship. They're carried all year long.
For sure. Yeah. How are you all doing?
All right.
Morning.
I just want to say I'm extremely blessed and thankful to have received this scholarship last year. Like she said, this scholarship doesn't just provide just money and allow you to just go about your day. They give you mentorship, they give you mental health check-ins, and it allows that support that I really need, that I've needed as I've tried to matriculate through my freshman year of college, which I attend Morehouse College as a freshman, and I've matriculated as an honor student, and it's been hard sometimes. There's been times where I wanted to give up on my grades, I wanted to give up on certain things, but this program has helped me with the support, with the mentorship, and with the check-ins that has really benefited me and allowed me to keep pushing in this process. So I just want to say again, thank you guys for this program. It's really important that we allow more students to get into this scholarship program and allow them to receive the funding that they need for school and also the mentorship that they need to build themselves in this process. Thank you.
Nice job, Freddie.
My name is Toni and I attend Morehouse College.
All right.
That's my brother right there. Really appreciate you all. My name is Cabell Spearman Jr. I'm a rising sophomore, attending Morehouse College, majoring in theater performing arts with a minor in journalism through sports culture and social justice, and I was a scholarship recipient last year of the Juneteenth Illinois Foundation. It has been an amazing opportunity. Like my brother said, it's not just funding, right? When people think of scholarship, they think about just passing the money down, and it's more than just that. Scholarship equals freedom, right? Scholarship equals opportunity and more investment in the youth, and that's what you see out of this organization. It's more of a village and a fellowship, and I think that's what scholarship is about. To me, it's about the service that is created through the opportunities of meeting so many great black and brown people in our village, of people that we might not see in our community every day, that we might not see on the same newses that are broadcasting us right now. To be honest with you, it is an opportunity to really get us out of the environments that we come up in and help us to go and see more, right? And come back and spread that same opportunity to help the environments that we come from. So I really, truly thank this opportunity. It has been an amazing, amazing year. And I'm so grateful to be a recipient again and mentor some of the next scholarship recipients. So thank you one more time for the Juneteenth Scholarship Foundation.
Let them lead the way, right? Ms. Howard, please come join us. She is going to be the keynote speaker tomorrow. Again, great programming, JuneteenthIllinois.com. I'm bringing up Ms. Howard, and then we will hear back from our Executive Director, Barbara Deere.
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings.
My name is Armani Washington. I am a rising senior honors media broadcast journalism major, sociology minor from the great city of Chicago, attending the illustrious Howard University and having the pleasure to serve as the 85th Miss Howard University for the 2023 to 2024 school year.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. And I am so honored to be able to speak tomorrow at the Juneteenth Illinois Scholarship Reception, not only empowering our youth, but also just promoting the importance of scholarship. Knowing that I was raised on the west side of Chicago, had the amazing opportunity to have our outstanding educational system, and just promoting the importance of scholarship for the equal opportunities for all students, no matter their backgrounds, their social economical status, where they come from, any side of Chicago. I went to grammar school on the west side and high school on the north side. Anything is possible, and just knowing that they have shoulders to lean on, that they have a community to help support them, that they have people that believe in them, including myself, and just knowing I'm standing around such amazing people, change makers in Chicago and in the greater Illinois area. So I am very honored to be speaking tomorrow, and thank you guys so much for having me.
I just want to say thank you so much to everyone that came out on today. you can see Juneteenth Illinois is powerful. Yeah. We are talking about freedom, equity, providing scholarships, providing mentorship, and making sure that we can decrease violence and poverty through education and supporting our youth in the inner cities. So thank you to this great lineup, all of our sponsors, all of our elected officials, just everybody on this team is completely amazing. So again, thank you all so much for coming out, and continue to support, donate, see what events are going on, register for Friday and Saturday. Well, Saturday, we're at Capacity Friday, but you can do that at JuneteenthIllinois.com. Again, www.JuneteenthIllinois.com. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Then JuneteenthIllinois.com.
Yes, yes. That's where the answers are.
We want to invite the twin and Melva to join us, a group shot real quick.
Okay.
Can we do a group shot real quick?
Okay.
Can we do a group shot real quick? We got sponsors.
When I think about growing up in Evanston, a lot of it is family. It's a real foundational feeling that's never left me. I love the